Okay, hi guys. My name is Jessica, and I'm making this video to talk about interstitial cystitis and my journey throughout the last 10 months with it, and what I've learned and how far I've gotten and the steps that I've taken. So basically, there's like a lot of other videos that you can watch on YouTube about interstitial cystitis, and one thing is that a lot of people have taken their own paths. So I felt like it was really important for me to talk about my path because I did some drastic things that really helped me get my IC under control like that. Um, so I'm just going to start from the beginning and tell my story and tell the things that I've done. And hopefully by watching this video, I could help others, get to the relief that they're totally searching for. So just a little bit about the beginning of my IC journey. About 10 months ago, I was a normal girl, I'm a mom and I was a little bit of a partier. I drank a lot. I hung out with my friends a lot. I worked really, really hard. I used to have to travel for work. So my stress was super high. I ate very, very healthy and I worked out, but I still did really bad things to my body. And I came down with about last February, a UTI, or so that's what the doctors had said it was. So I went on to antibiotics for UTI. I was never against antibiotics. I didn't know anything about them. I took a full, round of Flagyl, or Flagyl, and I noticed that it wasn't getting better. So I went back to the doctors and, again, they gave me another round of antibiotics and I took it again, not thinking anything. And in the meantime, I was also super big on healing naturally. So I did all kinds of other things that I probably shouldn't have done for a UTI, like garlic and lots and lots of cranberry juice and just, things like that, vitamin C supplements and stuff like that. So I had noticed that my IC wasn't, or it wasn't IC yet. I had noticed that my infection wasn't getting any better, and I went to the hospital and they, said, oh my gosh, because I had gone to the hospital earlier, and I told them, that I had UTI symptoms and it wasn't going away. And they said, we're sorry, like, there's nothing we can do for you. You know what I mean? And then the doctor came in last minute and she said, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, last time you were here, you tested positive for bacterial vaginosis. And, we're so sorry. And here, take this. So they gave me yet another round of antibiotics. So I went home and I did another round of antibiotics and I was like, thank gosh, it's been a month and I've been so sick and I've had this BV for a month, and I was like, screw that hospital for keeping me sick so long. And I thought my suffering was about to be over. So that was my third round of antibiotics, and still nothing. It never went away. So then at this point, I knew there was a big issue. So I went to another doctor's office, and he said, he was an older man, and he said, well, I hate to tell you this, but I think this is going to be a very, very long journey. And he said, I want to put you on some pills for depression. And I said, no. I said, I'm not taking any pills. I said, something's wrong with my bladder, not my head. And he said, oh, well, and now that I know, he was kind of right. But I actually didn't take the pills, and I moved on. And long story short, 6 doctors later, they diagnosed me with IC. And I had already done a lot of research online, so I knew about IC, but deep down I was praying that that's not what I had. So sure enough, it's what I had. And right then and there, I got on it. At this time, I was peeing about 60 to 80 times a day. I was, my symptoms were urgency, frequency, and burning. Burning not so much as the urgency and frequency, but my urgency and frequency was so severe, I literally couldn't get off the toilet ever. I would stay up until 8 a.m. nightly for months. I couldn't sleep because as soon as I would go to the bathroom, I would come back to go to bed and it would start again. I would scream at the top of my lungs, oh my gosh, what do I do? I'm married, so I'm married to a girl, and my wife would say, she'd cry. She'd get on her knees with me and cry, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So it was really, really bad and really, really hard. So this was at the beginning too. So I went to my first doctor's appointment after I had kind of accepted that it was IC, and I had done a lot of research, and she automatically handed me Almiron. And at this time, I still felt like it was an embedded infection, and I wanted to go on long-term antibiotics. So I printed out all this information that one of my really, really good friends supplied me with, because she's on long-term antibiotics and she does believe it's an embedded infection. And I brought it all to the doctor that I was seeing at the time. She was a urologist, and she's actually a really, really special urologist who has worked with Lowell Parsons, the creator of Almiron, and she actually had worked on creating Almiron for about 30 years, she had said. So I brought her all this information. I said, please look at this. And she said, no. She said, I'm not going to look at this. She said, if I look at that information, then the last 30 years of my life will have been a lie. And she handed me a bottle of Almiron, and she handed me, she handed me a pamphlet. And she sent me home, and I said, well, what about foods? She said, sweetie, foods do not affect IC. And I was like, I just remember leaving the office, and I was driving home with my wife, and I just cried and cried and cried, because I was like helpless, you know what I mean? And nobody cared enough to understand that I was living this every single day, awake every single night, crying. My 11-year-old walking around like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So at this time, I knew early that it was going to be a really, really rough learning experience, because I wasn't going to get the help that I was looking for personally in my healing journey from doctors. So I just went home and kept researching. My pain continued. My urgency and frequency was so hard. It literally took me over. Depression-wise, I could not explain to you how depressed I was. I have a really, really good home life, a really good family life. I'm very fortunate and very blessed, and I could not see anything except my depression and my IC and my symptoms. I didn't like my wife. I didn't like my son. And this is the truth. I cried daily, nightly. I screamed. I pounded the floor. And there was nothing that I could do. And I knew that I needed help, but I couldn't see how to get it. So, I had been watching videos on YouTube by Montreal Health Girl. Her name's Brittany. And I was hearing her, but I didn't know how to put it into play yet. So at this time, I was still eating kind of whatever. I was trying to be careful. Like, I was avoiding the obvious IC triggers from the IC diet list, which I do not follow. I just want to put that disclaimer out right now. I don't believe in certain things that are on there, and I don't believe that they can help heal. But at this time, which was, at the beginning still, I was, not eating tomatoes, not eating salsa, but I was still super, super severe. So I hadn't seen any changes yet. I basically came home from school one day, and I told my wife, I quit. I don't care anymore. I'm not eating. Like, I quit eating. And she didn't say anything, because that's how bad I was, and I did. I just stopped eating. And then I realized that there was a reduction in my symptoms. And at that point, I was like, it's the food. It's the freaking food. So that was kind of like my big first breakthrough. So what I did was an elimination diet. And this is kind of different than what a lot of other people have done, because I needed to find my own journey. An elimination diet is not easy. It's not the IC diet, and it's super hard. So I'm going to explain what I did. And I added one food back at a time. I started with I started with blended organic steel cut oats. My wife would blend them for me every morning. I only drink Arrowhead water because it's a neutral water. It's not alkaline, or it's not acidic, and I'll talk more about that later. But that's the water that I chose for myself. It doesn't cause me issues. So it's still the only water that I drink to this day. So I just started by, we started blending the oats till they were smooth and easily digestible, and cooking in an Arrowhead. I didn't use sugar, milk, nothing. Raisins, apples, pears, nothing. Just oatmeal. And I literally ate that for about 3 to 4 days. It was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I'm so thankful that I did it because it was actually what set me to my healing journey. So that's what happened for the first couple of days. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, I can't do that. I have kids or I have a husband, that I have to cook for. I did. I cooked separate meals for my son and my wife, and I just ate my dang oatmeal. So that was the first thing that I did. And then from there on out, I added one food at a time. Now, at this time, I don't think that my symptoms went away and that's how I knew it worked. I just kind of trusted the process. I really genuinely did. So I added sweet potatoes, and those were okay. I added eggs because I was starving. And so in the first 2 or 3 weeks, I ate sweet potatoes, eggs, green beans, oatmeal, and asparagus. And I ate that for about 2 to 3 weeks. And it got to a point where I was like disgusted and I did not want to eat them anymore. And that's kind of what took me to my next level of eating food. So at this time, I actually had an appointment with a naturopath and I was just waiting, to go see her, and I was just doing what I could by myself. I had tried like every single thing you could think of that I heard of. Demonuse, oil of oregano, all kinds of vitamins, all kinds of supplements, just anything you've ever heard of in the IC groups or online in articles, I tried. Me and my wife spent like $300 on supplements at Whole Foods that we all returned because Whole Foods has a no ask return policy. So that's good to keep in mind. And I'm in San Diego, California. So I don't know if everybody has a Whole Foods, but they actually, did me so well during my healing process. So, that's what I was doing. I was just doing all kinds of stuff and waiting for my naturopath appointment. So about a month into me kind of being on the elimination diet, I saw my naturopath, who I still see to this day, 9 months later, or it's probably been about 7 months since I started seeing her. And she automatically put me on something called Bladder Ease. It's by Vitanica, and it is available on Amazon as well. It's about $30 to $40 a bottle. 180 tablets, and this was huge for me. I took a Bladder Ease tablet, and I took it actually on the way home from my naturopath's office, and I cried all the way home because my symptoms were like, I felt them go down immediately, and I literally could not believe it for like 4 days. I kept taking them, and I was like, is this real? Is this real? Please tell me that this is real. Like, please tell me that this is working, because as of then I had had no symptom reductions, except for when I started the elimination diet. I had a tiny bit, but I was still using the bathroom 40 times a day. I still couldn't fall asleep until 4, 5, 6 a.m. So that was my first breakthrough, Bladder Ease. And from there on out, I started getting hope, the hope that I needed to heal, and don't get me wrong, it was still really, really bad. I don't really like to talk about this, but I feel like it's necessary. My depression was so severe that I would put my son to sleep because I didn't want him to know, and I would just cry to my wife, and I would tell her, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't care. I don't care about life. This is not a life. This is not worth living. And I meant it with all my heart, and I'm not that type of person, I can't tell you how much I meant it, and I can't tell you how different I am now. So, around this time I did get hope from the Bladder Ease. And I also had an appointment with a Western medical doctor, in the area. He is also really, really popular. He's here at, Scripps Clinic, San Diego. And my mind is drawing a blank. I don't even remember his name right now, but he's pretty big in the IC community. He does a lot of work on the ICN network, and he is well known. So I thought, well, why not? Why not go see him? You know what I mean? I wanted to do this a natural way from the start. I joined Healing Interstitial Cystitis naturally on Facebook, and I was listening to the girls on there, and I really didn't want to go Western medicine at all, but I thought, you know what, dude? I'm going to do this because I'm going to do whatever it takes to get myself better. So I went in there and I sat down, and we started talking, and you know, I at the time I had already known about marshmallow root, and he goes, well, what do you do, you know, for your IC? And I go, well, right now I did an elimination diet and I take marshmallow root, and I told him about Bladder Ease, and he didn't even know what marshmallow root was, and I was just like, what? So super awesome guy. I think that he does what he can for the IC community from what he's been taught in Western medicine. So right away, they prepared a table for a bladder installation, which was heparin, lidocaine, and sodium bicarbonate. And I was like, whoa, 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 what do you think you're going to do with that? And he was like, oh, you know. So I was scared, and I was by myself, and I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, fine, do it. So he did an installation on me. It wasn't that bad. And I think it did help. It's the only Western medicine that I've done. And I did it 4 times thereafter that. I quit because by the time I started getting better, I didn't know if it was causing me to get worse again. So I ended up quitting, but I did do about 4 installations, and I do bring it up because I want everybody to know the exact real story of what I did to get better. So that's basically all I took from him. He wanted to put me on estrogen, Elmeron, and anti-anxiety pill. It was like antriptyline or something, which I was not going to do. And he asked me, you know, well, how do you take care of yourself? And I told him, like, I'm trying to do this naturally. And I told him what I did, and he said, okay, good luck to you. Bye. So that was the last time that I saw him. His nurses did the installations on me thereafter, and then I just kind of stopped. So that was my only run-in with Western medicine. So after that, you know, I just kept adding foods one by one. It took about 3 months until I saw a huge difference in my symptoms. At about the 3-month mark on the elimination diet and 2 months into my Bladder Ease, I was like, wow, this is actually working. Now, did I trust the process 100%? No. There were still days when I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening, help. And then I just kept going. There's no other way to go but forward, so I just kept going forward. At this time, I was doing a lot of research on Brittany, Montreal Health Girl, and Amaret Willis. I had her books, but I don't have them right here. But Solving the IC Puzzle, the Better Bladder book, I was reading those, and I was starting to learn a lot about alkaline versus acidic foods. And that really was a game changer for me as well. I was like, okay, so if you put alkaline foods into your body, it kills sickness. And if you put acidic foods into your body, it kind of like maintains it. One thing that I learned was people who have cancer, they go somewhere called, they follow a protocol called the Gerson's therapy. And also people who have autoimmune disorders, they follow this therapy as well. And it's something that's been practiced here in San Diego and has now moved over the border into Mexico, where I'm from. And basically the idea of the Gerson's therapy is killing cancer cells through raw foods, raw fruits and vegetables, and supplements and herbs that are alkaline. So this really hit home for me. So what I did was I went out and I bought this, and it's an alkaline urine testing little strip thing. And basically you, you pee on the strip, and it'll tell you on the front of your little kit here, you know, how alkaline your urine is. So when I first started this, my urine was, so like, you can go from like a 5 to an 8, I think it is, or a 9. My urine wouldn't change colors. The strip would not change colors. And I was like, dang, something is super wrong. So as of now, my urine is always between about a 6.5 to a 7.5, which is normal. It took me a while to get it like that. And some things that I did to get it like that were eating alkaline foods. Now, here is the big thing, and this is actually something that I struggled with a lot at the beginning of my process, and I still struggle with now. I'm about 7 months into my elimination diet, and I still struggle now, is the raw food idea. A lot of people on the IC, on the Facebook page that I am on, it's Healing Interstitial Cystitis Naturally. they follow a raw food diet to heal. Raw foods are super alkaline and super healing, and I genuinely believe that they can cure cancer. So why couldn't they cure something like interstitial cystitis, a little bladder inflammation, right? So I was like, this is easy peasy. So I started like trying to juice raw vegetables. No, it did not work for me. Does it work for others? Heck yes. Do I wish it worked for me? Heck yes. Is it starting to work for me? Yes. So the idea behind this is that it's not just our bladders that are messed up. It's our whole body. It's a systemic reaction to something really, really wrong. So the reason why my body cannot handle raw foods, whereas somebody else's body can, is because my gut, my stomach is in a lot worse shape than others. Does this mean that my stomach's always going to be like this? No. Am I still working on it? Yes. So what I did, and thank God I did the elimination diet, something that I really, really realized was a great move now, is because I'm giving my body a chance to, take everything away and just kind of like recharge and restart. And then I'm reintroducing things one at a time, to see how my body can handle them later. So this was huge for me. I started by cooking all of my foods. I couldn't eat anything raw, nothing. My vegetables were all cooked. I genuinely couldn't eat anything raw, and it freaked me out and it scared me because I didn't feel like I was getting the nutrients that I needed. But as time went on, I started to begin to be able to. One of the first things that I ate raw was pineapple, and I know that everybody's like, well, how in the world did you eat pineapple? Like, I'm so scared. Well, I did. I don't know. It just happened. And this is why I don't believe that there's such thing as a generalized diet for people with IC. Because if my stomach's messed up worse than yours, or my body's more off balance than yours, how can I tell you that, pears are okay to eat for everyone? They're not. I can't eat pears, but I can eat apples. I can eat pineapple. I can eat mango. So everybody is different. And this is why the elimination diet or an IgG food sensitivity test, which will kind of give you the same idea as the elimination diet, but you got to pay for it, is so helpful because everybody is different and everybody's body can handle different things. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that was also a really big game changer for me was hormones. I knew that my hormone levels were off throughout my IC journey and throughout my depression and my just everything. I would go from, okay, I can do this, everything's okay, to, oh my gosh, and my breakdowns were super severe, something that I had experienced as a child, but had gotten a lot worse with IC, things that I just couldn't understand or understand why I would behave that way. I would scream and yell, just break down, and my depression was severe, like I told you. So one thing that I had did was instead of going on estrogen or, hormone pills, I went on a natural hormone balancing supplement through my naturopath. It's called Phase 1 by Vitanica. I don't have it on me right now because I accidentally broke the bottle, so it's in a little bag. But I'll show you my Bladder Ease right now, which was what I was speaking about earlier. And I'm going to show you the ingredients, and don't be scared of them. But the ingredients are vitamin A, bioflavonoids, which is citrus, and I don't care. Don't be scared. I don't want to hear, well, I can't use citrus. Yes, you can. L-arginine, quercetin, glucosamine, cornstalk, and oregano, Oregon grapefruit extract. This, you got to get this. I promise you, it's good. The other thing was the Phase 1 by Vitanica. It's the same people. And basically what the Phase 1 does is it balances you. And since I started my Phase 1, my flares have been almost non-existent. Well, maybe like 80% better. So, and that was I started the Phase 1 about 2 months ago. So 2 months later, on those two supplements, amongst other things that I'll show you soon here, I am doing so much better. I eat an alkaline diet. I basically eat vegan. I do fermented milks and stuff, but mostly I eat all the vegetables you could think of now. I eat apples, pineapples, mangoes. I eat cooked bananas. I can't handle them raw yet. I've removed all grains, legumes. I eat eggs. That's the only thing. But I've removed all those things because they really mess up my stomach. One thing that I've learned is that I have really bad leaky gut, which is my reason, for me at least, I believe, is why I have IC, because my gut needs to be healed. I need to do some cleanses and get rid of bacteria overgrowth and heal my gut. And I'm not going to touch too much on that today because I'm actually in the process of doing that right now. So I don't want to talk about things before they happen because I want to give you guys real and true information and advice. But just know that I'm going to make more videos about that. But right now I just want to stick to the beginning, you know. So just basically these are the things that I've done. So other things that I've done to remove toxins. This is your goal. Remove the toxins, remove acidic foods, and get your body to the strongest state that it can get in. Vitamin D3. I started these. I take about 6,000. I use a day. It's a little high. Everybody's different. I'm going to lower it soon. This is huge. This is an anti-inflammatory, and it gives your body what it needs to heal. Fish oil. I take Metagenics. They're called Omegagenics. They're expensive. They're pharmacy grade. I was actually told about them by an IC friend. She was going through a trial with her integrative doctor who put her on them, and she went into remission off them. So they're called Metagenics, Omegagenics. I don't have any right now, and I haven't rebought them because I've been doing so good, but I loved them, and I believe that they were huge. I do, of course, marshmallow root. People ask me, well, isn't it a diuretic? Yeah, it is. Do I notice a huge difference? No. Do I think that this is key for healing your bladder and coating it? Yes. Not only does it heal your bladder, it heals your stomach, it heals your throat. If you have a cough, I give it to my kid, I give it to my wife, I'll give it to the neighbor if she comes outside coughing. I believe in marshmallow root. It's pure, it's natural, it's healing, it's great. Another anti-inflammatory, turmeric. Turmeric is huge. My mom has IC. She was like, Jessica, eat your turmeric. So this has been a big game changer for me. I love it. You want to get it with mostly curcumin in it. This one has 95%. People say if you take it with black pepper that it is absorbed better. I don't take it with black pepper. I'm not that brave, but maybe you are. Everybody's different. I also take calcium, magnesium in a supplement, and I do pure magnesium oil. It's magnesium chloride brine, and I spray it on my feet before bed because it's an anti-inflammatory. It relaxes muscles, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something. So I genuinely love the magnesium oil. And other things that I do is I do essential oils. This is lavender. I put it in my diffuser every night to go to sleep. It's been part of my emotional healing process, which is huge. And I'm not going to touch too much on that in this video because this video is already super long. But I will make another video about how I've healed emotionally. Just a quick run through. I meditate. I do yoga. I quit running for about the first 5 months because I wanted to let my inflammation go down, but I have actually started working out again, and it has been such a good experience, and it has made me so happy. You know, everybody's different, but if you can handle exercise, I don't care what people say. If they say, no, exercise makes me flare, you decide for yourself, okay? Because exercise is so amazing in so many ways, and it's a total anti-stressor. And it'll inflame you for a little bit, especially in the beginning of your journey, but it's actually an anti-inflammatory in the long run. So that's good. Other things I do is I sit in the sauna for 30 minutes a day. I do dry brushing. If you don't know about dry brushing, you can YouTube it. I'll make a video on it later in life. But I do this every time I shower. It's good for circulation. It removes toxins. It's just awesome. I changed all of my soaps, dish soaps, laundry soaps, shampoos. This is basically the soap that I use for my body. It's Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. I used this from the beginning, and it's all natural, certified fair trade, made with organic ingredients, blah, blah, blah. I love it. All of the foods I eat are organic, except for things with thick skin, like squash, avocados, pineapple, coconut, because of the fact that obviously organic's super expensive, and I'm not rich, and I know a lot of us aren't, so those are big things. You know, you got to pick and choose your battles, definitely. The last thing that I'm going to kind of talk about in terms of supplements is pre-leaf. I'm not huge on it. I use it like if I'm going to eat tortilla chips, and yes, I do that from time to time, so don't judge me. But it took about 6 months for me to even attempt that, and I don't do it all the time because I will feel a tinge if I do it, and it's not worth it. So this is good if you want to, I guess, cheat a little bit. When I say cheat, I mean like have a piece of organic chicken, because it's very acidic. And I do recommend that everybody do research on alkaline and acidic foods and how they affect our body and how they affect sicknesses, because that is by far the key, you know. So basically that's it. How am I doing now? I am great. I never thought that I would make it here, and I have to say that over and over for people who are struggling. I never thought that I would make it here, and I'm here. Like I said, I used to use the restroom about 60 to 80 times a day, and I wouldn't have been able to sit through this video, I'll tell you that much. Now I go to the bathroom about 8 to 10 times a day, maybe, I guess. I really don't have a big problem. I still have small flares about once every 7 to 10 days. Probably because I do things like eat chips. But I know my choices and how they're going to affect me. And that's something that you will definitely learn as time goes on. Do I believe that IC is curable? Yes, I do. Here are the steps that I think that IC can be cured with. A, get out of pain by eating an alkaline diet and doing what your body needs, whether it's raw fruits and vegetables or cooked fruits and vegetables. Probably get off the meat for a long, long time, if not forever. You don't need grains and legumes. If you feel like you're starving and you're not used to such a big change, then eat them, but listen to your body. If it hurts your stomach and it hurts your bladder, don't put it in your mouth, you know? So that's the first step. Get out of pain through foods. Second step, I think, is getting rid of bacteria overgrowth. You can see a naturopath to help you with this, and there's other videos on YouTube that will talk about it. Dr. Morse is huge, and he has been really big for me. Emmerich Willis, her book is a must, and Montreal Health Girl, they all talk about these things. So I think that's step 2. And then step 3 is to heal your gut. Things that you can heal your gut with, just quickly, are bone broths, L-glutamines, which I do take, fermented vegetables. I eat sauerkraut. I make my own homemade fermented cream cheese, kefir, things like that. I don't drink dairy. I don't eat cheese, milk. I don't eat bread. I don't eat meat. I don't eat processed foods, except for those dang chips. I shouldn't have brought it up because now I have to be honest every time. I basically live off of a plant-based lifestyle regimen, and I'm fine. I run 3 miles a day. I lift weights, kind of. I do yoga. I'm very, very happy and very healthy, and I cannot emphasize the idea of healing naturally enough. It worked for me, and I know it can work for others. And I just kind of made this video to tell my story and to allow everybody to know that there is hope out there and you can get through this. So that's all for now. I'm going to make more videos in the future about other things that have to do with this, because this is not an easy journey, let me tell you. There's so many steps. This is definitely a puzzle, and everybody's puzzle is a little bit different, but I think that the pathways are all the same. Do I believe that you need medications for IC? No. Do I believe that they may be able to help you? Yes, I think that that's everybody's choice. I think that everybody has the right to do what they feel is right for their body. Do I believe that IC can be healed naturally? Yes, I do. I hope that this video can help someone today. Just give them the hope that they need to keep on pushing through. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.